Hello my cookies, welcome back to a new video from yours truly where we have news, reviews, and other gaming jewels. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Raw, a Kickstarter game that might have bit off a bit more than it could chew, and is heading downhill at an ever increasing speed. Many have doubted this game right from the start, with some going as far as to say that it just could not work. While exciting on paper, you have to think about how this would all be implemented in a way where it's enjoyable. There's not even one piece of evidence that they are doing that. A 400 square kilometer map in a game that is really similar to the real world in many ways, including occupations, a vast environment with living, breathing towns, and cities full of businesses, run by actual people that grind away at their jobs just like in real life. Sounds great and all, but with 2 people on the team, these claims seem really unlikely to be fulfilled. This video will be a little bit different compared to my usual uploads, as today we'll be diving into the downfall of Raw. Anyways, let's jump right into it. Raw is an MMORPG where you will supposedly be able to do anything you want. There will be many modes of transportation, occupations, and things to do. You'll be able to build houses, work privately or publicly, create businesses in any field of activity, and be a criminal or a loyal citizen. The possibilities really are endless. When the server is created, there is nothing, only nature, hence why it's called Raw. Players must build up by choosing governors, creating roads and buildings, and hunting for food. The server is anarchy, meaning that the players can do anything they want and make any decision without the support of the developers. Similar to the real world, money is obtained by doing jobs as simple as picking fruit or cleaning cars. Once money is obtained, you will be able to use it to create your own business. If none of the players put any effort in expanding and building the world, then it will be extremely difficult gathering resources like gas, food, and ores. Players can also purchase land whenever they so choose and have 3 options: residential real estate, commercial real estate, and production. After buying the land, you can build buildings relating to the type of real estate that you purchase. For example, residential buildings for residential real estate, where you can have your shops, produce content, etc. The only drawback is that you must pay taxes to own the land. The town built by the players would be 100% functional, meaning that you can enter any building that you so choose. Cars also function like in the real world. You must take care of it or else something could break, like the engine, suspension, brakes, or the battery. Creating a business is difficult because if you can't one-up the competition, then it's safe to say that you will eventually go bankrupt. Earnings from the business will be taxed by the government. Raw's map is huge. It's 400 square kilometers, which is half the size of New York City, and their goal is to make the environment as realistic as it could possibly be, which with a team of 2 isn't too realistic of an idea in and of itself. The map has a large island in the center and smaller islands around it, which would require bridges, ships, boats, or airplanes to get to. Finally, they stated a while back that multiplayer is stable in its current state and that they use a multiplayer system that they had in the background, which is good and has been tested. The servers would each have 100 to 200 players, and they promise that they want to make the game fun to play even if there aren't many players at a given time. They have stated that they recognize a pretty sizable challenge. Apart from delivering on all these promises, they have never really made a game of this sheer scale, which is something that's had me and many others worried right from the start. If they haven't made a game like this before, it's hard to imagine 2 people coming through with all these promises and acing it. It's entirely possible, but unlikely. Regardless, they've spent 2.5 years working on it. The popular Armored 3 mod, Armor Life, GTA, and Rust have been a huge influence to Raw. While Armor Life had 7 members in their staff, Rust and GTA had hundreds as part of their staff working day and night trying to perfect their game, and in the end their hard work really shows. With Raw's 2 staff members, I can't see how they could create what sounds like the next GTA in even half a decade, because it's technically impossible. They were planning on hiring though, but they would have to hire many more staff to do specific things like coding, writing, and art, things that 2 people can't just do all by themselves. The game raised around $192,000 from over 4,000 backers, the goal being a low $80,000. Now, we've talked about how it sounds like the bee's knees, but let's finally jump into its issues, shall we? First off, they have stated that once the Kickstarter finishes, the estimated wait time for the early access would be around 6 to 12 months. This is an understatement, and would probably be extremely likely that the game gets delayed for another, I don't know, a few years maybe? I say this because they haven't really shown us any gameplay for 2 weeks, and even what they showed us wasn't really gameplay. Every time they show us something, people claim that they have not done much to accomplish what they're showing. The gameplay video in question was the player driving cars. Instead of delivering on prior promises, they made us even more promises, like all the vehicles having a fully functional lighting system and mirrors having reflections. Isn't it strange though that the game title in the description is BeamNG.Drive, which is a driving game that looks really similar to the video they gave us? Also, according to this person, the cinematic trailer uses some GTA 5 realism mods, but there is no actual proof to confirm this. The assets used in the trailer, like the vehicles and gas station, are also bought from the Unity store, so there really isn't any good reason to make this gameplay video, other than to deceive. Speaking of entirely using assets, they made a character controller demonstration video, which is basically bought assets like the warehouse and character controller. According to some, character controllers are first programmed into a game early on in its development. If they have to buy assets to show it off, that really says a lot about what their priorities are here, or if they have even really begun developing this game in a serious manner. The first gameplay video was the only gameplay video made during the Kickstarter's lifespan. They had been teasing the second video, but it had been radio silent on when it would be released. Every time they were asked about it, they would say that it's being worked on, and that they'd have it done by the end of the Kickstarter. Even now, after the Kickstarter technically has ended, you'll see what I mean later, the video still hasn't come out and is now presumably coming out when the Indiegogo campaign starts. It is important to note that Alex, which is one of the developers, has stated that the delays with the gameplay are due to his father's health, so it's important to give them the benefit of the doubt in this situation. The communication from the company to the backers has been pretty bad, which is exactly the reason why getting a PR team is important. There have been 8 updates on their Kickstarter, with only 5 of them providing insightful information about the game. Their latest update was 12 days ago as of uploading this video, so it's really difficult to believe them if we aren't seeing their progress. If you want to support the game regardless of what I've said, there's more bad news coming your way, something that not many people really expected. Kickstarter on their throne has suspended the campaign, meaning that the company will not receive 1 cent of that $200,000. They publicly showed the Kickstarter email, which states, "A thorough review of your project uncovered one or more of the following violations. A creator or someone directly related to them posing as an independent party to create the illusion of support in the project comments or elsewhere. Appropriating someone else's biography or falsifying an identity, and misrepresenting or failure to disclose relevant facts about the project or its creator. As a result, your project has been suspended." There was also another reason for the suspension. During the Kickstarter campaign, they publicly stated that they would start the Indiegogo campaign, which as it turns out is against Kickstarter's rules. While yes, it is suspicious that Kickstarter decided to suspend the campaign 24 hours before it would end without a single notice supposedly, that doesn't mean that they were completely in the wrong. Faking the gameplay videos and giving out promises like they're hotcakes is a bad idea, because you're setting yourself up for failure and criticism. They've also been very critical on Kickstarter's way of handling the situation, with Alex even saying mean things about Kickstarter and the people who believe it's a scam. Last Tuesday, they said on Discord that if they were to put the video out now, everyone would say that it's just a video of assets. My response to that is, why not show your 2 years worth of progress so that people don't resort to saying this? Sadly, the answer to this question is probably that they don't have much to show, if anything. Like, there has to be something worth seeing by now, after 2 whole years, right? After Kickstarter suspended the campaign, the Discord was all over the place, with many people turning their backs on the creators and talking about how it really was a scam. With all of this, there still are a lot of naysayers that believe that the game will be completed and will not be a scam. So will the devs still be able to deliver on their 6 to 12 month early access release window? It is a highly unlikely scenario, and if you ask me, I say no way. Despite of all of this, if the game were to be released at some point, it's very easy to draw comparisons to another game, which is Identity. Identity is an MMORPG that was originally on Kickstarter from January 5th, 2015 to February 4th, 2015. This game made similar promises like the ability to do and be anything you want. You would be able to own a house, be a police officer, and play many casual games. This game also had a pretty modest team. Does this ring any type of bells to you? There were also many identity modules that were promised like a town square and SWAT, but none of them have been completely finished, which is suspicious as these were announced back in 2015. The game is extremely dead, both in-game and outside of the game. The last update they gave us was in May of 2019 and has been radio silence ever since. The world is also very quiet with no players or NPCs in sight. With around $1 million raised, we ended up with a quiet, empty world and their promises that they could not keep, and that really shows that their ideas were too ambitious for their team size. No amount of money will change this unless the dev team hires a lot of other devs. Is there really any hope for this game? If they invest a lot more time into it, hire more people and an actual PR team, then this game could do a complete 180 like No Man's Sky did. But after all that has happened up until now, it's likely scared many supporters away. So what's next for Raw? Like I mentioned before, they will still be making an Indiegogo campaign. I believe this won't go so well with all the hate that they're getting currently. If Indiegogo doesn't go so well, their plan B is to raise the money on their own website, which most likely won't get much traction. It still seems like they're trying to either finish this game or keep a scam going on. While a realistic MMORPG would be great, it's best that we don't expect too much of the attention to detail that we get from developers like Rockstar and CD Projekt Red. When Raw's Indiegogo campaign is released, think about what I've said today and make your own conclusions. But just remember this ancient proverb: if something's too good to be true, it probably is. Thanks for watching until the end of the video. All links regarding this game as well as the suspended Kickstarter are in the description down below, so you can check it out for yourself. If you enjoyed, please subscribe and help me grow this channel. I'd love to improve, so leave some feedback down below. Check out my other videos like the ones on the screen right now. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed this cookie, and I'll see you all next time.